Kia ora everyone, my name's Azareth, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. So I wanted to do a reading today, however I didn't know what kind of reading I should do. I was thinking maybe doing a pick a card or something like that, but I had an inspirational thought pop up, and what I'm gonna do today is go into the unconscious and bring out something from the unconscious that whoever you are, you need to hear something in the from the unconscious. So that could be from different things. This could be the way that this could potentially resonate is if is this something in the past. So this could be past, present, and future tense. It can be within that variety of things. And so this could be, if it's past, it could be trying to bring you, the unconscious could be trying to give you an ability to see things from a different perspective, or see the situation in a new way, or something that, like, usually if the unconscious is coming through, it's trying to tell you, like, hey, you need to see this, you need to acknowledge this is something that you need to be aware of because this is part of your growth. So, and if it's present tense, this could be something that is within you that you need to be aware of within yourself, or this could be something in your environment that you need to be able to be aware of also. If this is future tense, this is stuff to look out for, essentially, what to kind of pay attention to again. So I still need to work on my social media platform, so giving a place where you guys can contact me outside of YouTube. One moment. Is that all the cards that I've got? Yeah, pretty good. So that's something that I've still got to actually sort out and think about doing, because I haven't done anything on that yet. I've been pretty busy, so anyway. Alright, Hermit, a Magician, and Seven of Cups. This is like really similar to my last reading. This is almost my last reading. Maybe, we'll see, it might change. The Sun, what? Devil burdens. Alright, that's kind of unexpected, there's a lot to take in. Alright, so you're in hermit mode, whoever you are, or you need to be in hermit mode, or you were in hermit mode. Again, this is going to be kind of a variation between all of it, and for whatever you feel like you need to hear from the unconscious and what that's presenting to you. Now, there's something around you that you're working on that's you're currently in the point of creating it. You're creating it currently as you're doing it, and it's because you're in hermit mode also. This could be your projects, your work, your hobbies, what you're interested in. This could be your spiritual journey, and connecting in with the power and essence of everything in a sense, and then using that to bring forth creations into reality, actually giving and using an emotional form to bring stuff into reality, because that's part of the law of attraction. And so you're forming your reality around you because you're in hermit mode. And you have the Sun here as well. I feel like this is just you're being backed up, like you're being protected as well. And this could be spirit coming through to help you see what you are working on, like help you see clearly in your options and where you can go from wherever you're at currently. Your Death card at the bottom. So that could be, that's probably, I'd like to say that that's transformation, that you're transforming into a new direction, and just seeing things in a different way as well. I feel like it's like self-belief, like you're actually putting, I guess it's the idea of the magician and the hermit, like you're allowing yourself to have faith in the divine or your higher power to allow you to see clearly with your creations and what you're creating, and you could be getting amplified at this current time because of the sun. So there's something, spirit could be amplifying you and encouraging you and be like, hey, right now you're in a position where you're have this radiance to you to help you grow, and you need to realize this so that you can bring these things forth, because this is your future. Oh, cards of, maybe you're feeling kind of stubborn. Maybe there's a change that needs to be made and you're being stubborn. The cards are being stubborn, so Hermit, yeah, you're being stubborn. Like you've kind of like, in the sense that you're in hermit mode because of you're facing a disappointment, but realizing that there's a change that needs to be made, and you're trying to be aware of that. You know, this is spirit trying to bring you into alignment with what you should be focusing on, which would be that Seven of Cups and the Sun, because this is what's giving you clarity. It's helping shed light. It's helping shed light on everything. This Magician. Page of Pentacles. You're creating your own opportunity. You're creating your own path. You're creating your ideal situation with everything that's going on. But what's unknown? Six of Cups. Oh no, Six of Cups. What? Six of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, and Seven of Swords. That's what's unknown. I feel like this is you giving to people that only want to take from you. You feel sore. Like this, whatever these people are taking from you, this could be just your emotional energy. Like this could be your just general interactions, like when you're interacting with people, what's the give and take in that? What kind of energy are you putting into them, and what kind of energy are you receiving back? What energy are they just trying to take from you as well? This could be someone just kind of igniting conversation with you and not really talking about anything specific or relevant or of any interest to you at all. And it's kind of like just low conversation. It's not really, you find it hard to get involved in that kind of conversation because it's not your kind of conversation. You know, you vibrate high. You're focused on other things. You're focused on your journey and in your creation of your path. And what these people are trying to talk to you about, you've got other things to focus on. But there's a level of like this energy's being kind of drained out a little bit because of these conversations. You got Knight of Cups under Seven of Cups. Because this path you're going down, you're realizing that it's more emotionally fulfilling than whatever you were doing before. And this is where, when you're in hermit mode, or if you're in this hermit mode, or going to be in this hermit mode, just bear in mind that it may be hard to not focus on these spilled cups. And you might, I feel like you know that these 2 cups are here. You're more than aware. Like I feel like you don't have your back entirely turned. In fact, I feel like you're even turning towards these cups, these 2 upright cups, of what's actually available to you. And this is you creating your own path as the magician coming through, and underneath, or above the Page of Pentacles. So you're literally you're moving reality around you. You're warping it. You know how a black hole looks, and it's warping it's time and light, and the way that it's doing that. Like, you're doing that specifically. And because you're doing that, and you're realizing, like, I feel like this introspection from the hermit, it's you kind of like grieving the loss of what was, you know. And sometimes when we lose things, it's okay to grieve about things. And I feel like what's being asked of you is to kind of just allow yourself to grieve that loss. This could be an opportunity that was lost. This could be you realizing that a certain path wasn't actually for you, and so you walked away from it because you feel and know that there's something else for you that you need to be doing, and this other thing, whatever the situation was, didn't necessarily help and support you in that. So I feel like right now, while you're in hermit mode, you're grieving the loss of whatever this is. And this is something emotional. Like when you're grieving, it's an emotional thing. Like you're actually dealing with your emotions. And I feel like you just need to feel those emotions and allow yourself to grieve that. But by doing so, you're steadily moving forward into what does fulfill you. And it does, like, if this is like a job or career or something, you find it stable because of what you are able to do with it. You're literally molding reality because you have the power to do that. You're the magician. Whoa, these cards are going crazy. Going crazy. Hold up. You've got 3 of Cups and King of Swords. And this is underneath the sun. I feel like this is a celebration because you're gaining new knowledge on this, like on whatever you're working on, whatever this journey that you're creating as the magician and coming down on the Ace of Pentacles path, with this pathway that you're forming and creating. You're doing this because you have the knowledge behind you. You have the analytical ability to be able to see these things as they are and be able to respectively and effectively and efficiently deal with whatever it is that you're grieving with, so that you can continue moving on. And there's something about limelight. People are gonna see you, and they're gonna see that you've got a lot of knowledge, and that you are very analytical, and you can see, like, you know, they can see that you're intelligent, essentially. I feel like, and that's what you're going to be celebrated for, your intelligence, because you're going to be acknowledged for it, and then people will most likely move towards you in that sense, because you got the 3 of Cups and the King of Swords. So I feel like a celebration of the king, his wisdom, his power, and his ability to run his kingdom. $16 on the clock. I'm just gonna keep layering. This is interesting already. I like layering cards because then it gives me ability to like see the actual picture. Because, you know, when you look at a painting as an example, Looking at a painting, you can see, you already see the full picture, and it's not until you actually focus on all the little details that you see what actually makes up the picture. And I like that about art. And so with the tarot, what you can do is you can just create the actual picture first, and then you can start analyzing and looking at all the small details, Alright. Let's get one for this Five of Cups. What are you grieving? What is this grief? What is it about? Find out, eh? Oh. What's this grief? Something that you thought was gonna be your Ten of Cups. Something you thought was gonna be the absolute most fulfilling thing. And this is what you're grieving because you thought it was, and you were wrong. You made a mistake, or you realized that you didn't actually make the right choice because it wasn't the cups that have the ability that are full. These cups are already spilling, but by the time you knew that how do I word this? This Ten of Cups, you thought this was going to be the Ten of Cups, but then it was spilt earlier on. I feel like you've been sitting in this place kind of grieving over it for a while, but you've been isolated while doing so because you're the hermit. But you thought whatever this was the fulfillment. You thought that this was the thing that was gonna be the thing you're gonna do, and it just didn't end up being that way. And I feel like that's you having to accept that, because sometimes when we think things, we try things out, we aren't always aware whether or not it's going to work for us or not. And again, I feel as though because there's two cups there that you're not looking at. However, there's Seven of Cups here. So I feel like the Seven of Cups of all your different options that you're not aware of, you're not looking at, or you're just beginning to look at, or this could be the future opportunities coming towards you, and you're being the choice. You're being the choice. You're being the choice. Maybe someone's choosing you. That's weird. I feel like you're picking your cup. You're picking your cup, and you're taking it at your steady pace. The thing that's going to emotionally fulfill you, because I feel like you've got a number of things. Maybe perhaps you thought this Ten of Cups was going to be your emotional fulfillment because it was one of your options, and you realize that option wasn't for you necessarily. Like, I feel like you're trying to find your niche, what you really like to be involved with. Because again, you're this King of Swords as well. Like, this is an attribute to you, and this is something that's going to be celebrated as well. Because you've got that analytical knowledge within you, and you're very calculated. You're collected in your mind, and you know how to put things together and systems together, Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, strength. This is you taking initiative and holding on. This will be a faith thing as well, because if you're a magician, you've got to have some sort of form of belief and faith that you're going to stick to, because otherwise you don't. It's hard to, have a magician's practice without some kind of faith involved. Otherwise, you're just doing things and you're not going to get any results, but you're getting the strength. And this is what you're holding true into. Like, you're holding yourself with this, and you're trusting it. You're trusting your own capabilities and your understandings of things, and you're able to move forward. This is a really spiritual push towards whatever direction that you feel like you need to go, what we feel like you need to go, or we have been, or where you might get to go, you know. If this is a future tense and you're in the present and this is something reflecting into the future, then this could be the fact that maybe you're going to be going into a hermit mode because there's something that you're unsatisfied with that you think was the option or is going to be the option, but you need to realize you're the one creating the opportunities and options for you. But something about this Ten of why am I confusing these? Ten of Cups. Something about this Ten of Cups, it just wasn't right. You knew it wasn't right, and that's why it's a disappointment, and that's why there's grieving as well. It's Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords, and Six of Pentacles. Like, I feel like that's to do with the fact that you're giving to something that wasn't actually serving you. It wasn't gonna support you in the way that you initially was gonna. It wasn't gonna support you in the way that you thought it was going to. This is not Cups. This is choosing the option, knowing or realizing you've got the options, and you can move forward. You had, like, again, this is something where, if this is past tense, you could be thinking. This could be in terms of like, what options did I actually have in that situation, and what did I choose? And then you could reflect on the fact that perhaps the option you chose, you unconsciously chose that decision knowingly. It's kind of confusing. Unknowingly knowing that it was the best option for you, and you unconsciously went into the right direction. And again, with the unconscious, it's like all the things that are unseen, all the things you are not aware of, all the new experiences and new things that could pop up at any point in time. Transformation. You know, you get the Death card here. You're allowing yourself to transform into this. You're giving into this, and you're moving in this direction of wherever you're trying to get to. This is a cool Death card. I really like it. But you're allowing yourself to move into this because you know that this is where you feel like you need to go. And by making this transformation and having the strength to also make that transformation, allowing yourself to be balanced and moving this into the direction of what it really fulfills you, that you're going to be celebrated for, or people are celebrating you, or there's someone who is looking at you or you're celebrating that person. There's some kind of celebration towards somebody, that's the light's being shed onto this person so people can actually see them. I feel like this person's been unseen for a very long time. Again, it's the Hermit. You know, this person's been grieving losses and everything, but there's something that they're choosing to do, and they're moving towards creating whatever this path is for them. And they're realizing that they've got these options and deciding to transform what they're doing, because they are the magician, and they're molding the path around them by doing so, and moving towards whatever this decision is of all these different options that they have. And when they make their decision, they're going to instinctually, because the unconscious will be dealing with your instincts. And again, you've got the Strength card here, so you're running off your instincts while you're creating this path. And then while you're doing this, there's going to be a certain scenario where the spotlight's going to be on you, metaphorically, or actual experience of having the spotlight directly on you, and you being celebrated for your knowledge and your awareness of certain aspects and certain things, and the wisdom that you hold. that's your emotional fulfillment. And you're going to be seen for it. Three of Pentacles. Because you're trying to help people harvest, and because you're also collaborating with people too, but you're the one doing the harvest, and you're here supporting the people around you with whatever work you're doing. But this is also like you're communicating with these people as well, and again, this is like you collaborating with people because they see your worth, they see your value, they see that you're guided with the sun, like by whatever your higher power is. There's something about you that you can just create what you want to create. You can mold and create the path of whatever you choose to go down, because you're the magician. You're really, really powerful. I want to get a card for over here. This is Six of Pentacles. This was to do with the fact that you're giving to something that isn't serving you. Like you're giving energy and you're not getting anything back from it. Just see, this could be something you're also grieving as well. What's this? Three of Swords. Yeah, this is just people this is you feeling hurt by these people, because this could be, again, this is probably part of the grieving. The Hierophant at the bottom. This could be you, this is the grieving. This is part of the grieving. But this is to do with the people that are around you that are just taking from you. They're expecting things from you and just taking it from you. Well, this is interesting. So I feel like you're giving from a place where you don't have much to give at this time. Like you don't have much energy to give. So your energy is really, really important to you. But you're still giving, right? You're still giving to people because I feel like you just unconditionally love people and you care for people, and you care for people's well-beings, and just, you put blessings and stuff out for people. But you already got a lot of weight in your back. You've already dealt with a lot of crap and a lot of hurt. But these people that you're giving to, all they're doing is trying to put more weight on your back that is unnecessary. They're trying to, this could be to do with the fact that they are hurting you by doing this, whether they're doing it consciously or unconsciously. This could be the universe telling you and communicating with you that these people aren't for you, whoever you're surrounded by. These people could be envious and jealous of you because of what you've got going on here. Like, because you're so abundant and powerful, and people don't get what you're doing or how you're doing it. Because whatever you're doing, you are... Oh my God. I don't know why that came to my mind, but, well, you are, really. Everyone's God. It's like, but you got to learn how to manifest that energy from within yourself. Like, there's a whole process within that. And you've already been doing that, because you've been the hermit, and you've introspecting and realizing things and seeing things in a different way, and you're using all these different laws and understandings of things, all these different philosophies and stuff. You're trying to put those into play now. Like, you could have been in the hermit mode and using hermit mode to make your decision when you realistically needed to be sitting in that magician point of perspective, that and using that as your direction and aim. Like, I'm the magician. Now, where do I aim my wand? What am I going to mold and create, instead of sitting above everything and just, kind of looking at everything from above and be like, okay, and because that way you would have been stepping up and back, devil at the bottom. So this is something that was affecting you and stopping you, because you kept on looking above from everything. And instead of actually taking action and being the one molding the frame that you're creating that sculpture and creating that path, you just stayed above everything and just observed stuff. Not necessarily that this is a bad thing, because you learn a lot when you just observe things. A lot. But you were focused, because you're in hermit mode, you were focused on all these other cups. And you were focused on these cups that weren't satisfactory, that you thought were going to be satisfactory. But realistically, this is just a small hiccup in the grand scheme of things. And it was a lesson that you had to learn. Like, what did you learn from that? It's did 2 minutes. It's not bad. Not bad at all. 6:16 on the clock. Let's go. Also relevant numbers, sevens. Sevens huge at the moment. 777, 6868. I'd say fives as well. Ones for sure. 3, 13, 113. Anyway, you've actually almost got all the suits of 3. You got 3 of swords, 3 of cups, 3 of pentacles. Only thing missing is the 3 of wands. That might still come out. Who knows? It's pretty cool though. These people have been blocking your movement. Like I just pulled the Chariot. I feel like these people are hurting, and it's because you're hurting and you're having to go through this grieving process over and over and over again. It's slowing you down. Because like, just look how painful that looks. Like, how painful that looks. 3 of Swords. That's tough, man. And I feel like it's just putting you in a position where it's hard to actually move forward because of just constant grief and pain. Okay. Now, let's get Shaman Oracle. No, the Light deck. Language of Light. And we'll get a card for this Hermit. Oh, and between the Hermit and the Magician. We'll put something in the middle of that. And then we'll just roll. Create space. Is you giving yourself the ability and the space, creating the space, giving yourself the ability to actually sit in your magician spot. Because I feel like you've been sitting in that hermit mode and not being the one controlling everything and being the one creating your path. You're kind of just you were the observer of it, and being the observer of it didn't really help you because you thought something was for you when it wasn't. It might still be, it just might not be the right time. But create space so that you can create your path. You've got to clear things out of the way so that you can actually create what you do want to create. It's the same thing when we build a house or build a building. You clear everything out, put it in flat ground, and then you create a foundation. You create the foundation first, and then you build up, you know? But it all starts with clearing away what doesn't need to be there so that you can build that foundation. I'll get, so it's 38. My voice didn't want to crack. 24, 34. Here we go. Wait, no. Yeah, here we go. Make room for your dreams. Create a space for new desires by learning how to be happy now. We all want certain things in our lives to change, and it is up to each of us to do something about it. If you apply action, wait, hold on, I just lost. If you apply action from the desire as manifestation of change, wait, I'm gonna redo this. I just read that wrong. My bad. Create a space for new desires by leaning how to be. What? Leaning? Maybe you're leaning on something too much. There's something that you're leaning on and hoping it's gonna work, but it's not. And you're hoping that whatever this thing is gonna support you in building your foundation, but it's not. That's why I keep on saying leaning instead of learning. Learn to stop leaning. Create a space for new desires by learning how to be happy now. We all want certain things in our life to change, but it is up to us, each of us, to do something about it. If you apply action from a position of truly wanting change, you'll create evidence of that desire as manifestation of change. Once you notice something you would like to change, take a breath and say thank you. Recognizing what you want to change brings you more clarity on what you would like to change it to. Your job is to create the space for your dreams and desires to fill. Do this and you'll begin to receive direction and wisdom. Create this space by coming into balance, meditating and focusing on the moment, or thinking of a person, animal, place, or situation that makes you smile. Feel the smile stretch through your body and relax, knowing that all you desire is on its way. You have empowered your whole being because you don't need conditions to change the feel of joyous in your present. You are bathing in unconditional love. Breathe it in and enjoy how good you feel. Alright, we're going to talk a little bit of the law of attraction here, because this is what essentially is going on. Again, you are sitting at that hermit mode, observing everything and not actually playing that key pivotal role in your own reality and being the creator of it, being the magician of it. But what you're doing is you're getting into your feelings and your instincts with the strength, and you're holding true to what you feel inside, because it's what you feel is what you create. And what you have been feeling, had felt before, or are going to feel, is this sort of loss and this and sorrow and kind of like anguish, a resentment even. You're focusing on all the things that you thought was going to be your emotional fulfillment, what was going to fulfill your soul. But it didn't end up being that way with whatever this is, because you were just sitting at that observer point. You weren't actually playing a role of actually molding and creating and building and giving yourself the space to create. So when you allow yourself to accept what you want, you gotta feel that within you. What's the quote? It's pray and ye shall be. Wait, hold on. It's maximum size or something. It's fine. Pray and ye shall receive. Like, you gotta pray and you gotta feel. I can't remember the exact quote. It's like asking it is given. I don't remember, but it's essentially saying, like, the Bible says how Bible teaches you how to do law of attraction, which is feeling it as if it's already been given to you. What does it actually feel like within yourself? Like, how do you individually perceive it? And if you're struggling to feel what it actually feels like to be in that moment, then there's something in the way, there's a belief, there's a certain thought, there's an unconscious thought that's in the way that you need to be aware of. And so this is what this reading is trying to tell you, is that there's something that you're not feeling out. You're not letting yourself feel it out because you're just trying to observe everything. You're not trying to sit in that key point You're not sitting in that driver's seat. When you're sitting in that driver's seat, you feel the road, you feel the car moving, you feel the gravitational forces when you're turning and everything as well. You can hear and feel the vibrations of the engine as it's rumbling away, and you can hear it too. You're sitting next to a stream, and it's like real tranquil. What is tranquil? What does it mean for something to be tranquil? It's something you gotta feel inside yourself, because there's something inside you instinctively and unconsciously that this place is beautiful. You're sitting next to the stream, you might see a little butterfly fly along, it might come near you even, and you feel its wings fluttering. You can feel it. But then you sit there and long enough, and you're breathing for a little bit, you're like, in and out, in and out. And you're just breathing, you're just taking in, you're soaking all the nature, and you start to feel your own heartbeat. You start to feel your own heartbeat. And that's what makes you realize that you are alive. It's that you are living, and you can feel this thing inside you. I don't know, this is me trying to create like an abstract way of perceiving law of attraction, but it's the same thing. Like, especially when you start to acknowledge your heart in that moment of like you feel your heartbeat. You're like, man, I appreciate my heart because it does so much without me even ever realizing it. I hardly even notice or realize, pay attention to it. It just does the job. I can trust that my heart's going to do what it needs to do, and it's going to do its job, and it's going to do it well. There might be hiccups here and there, but ultimately I know that my heart's going to do the job for me. And it's like when you're in that place of creating a manifestation, you're feeling it out and trusting that it's going to do what it needs to do to come into your reality. Things don't always work out exactly how you expect, because the mind gets in the way and it wants to create the image precisely how you want it to be, and you're trying to imagine all this, like this specific scenario of how it's going to play out, or whatever this manifestation is. But it's about trying to just feel it, soak it in, and feel grateful that you can feel that way, and being unconditional to your environment, and knowing that your environment isn't the absolute as such. It is, but it isn't. Like, it's where you're vibrating at as an individual, as a soul. There's a small lesson on law of attraction. Alright, we'll get a shaman oracle. And it's also compassion, whenever you feel good, like what's that feeling when you feel good? Can you learn to let yourself sit in that? This is going to be something from my own experience, but sometimes when I have practiced the law of attraction, I can sit in a place where I can feel it, and I sit there, but then there's something about me that feels guilty for the fact that I want this thing, am I really worthy of this? You go into that place, and I feel like there's a real natural place to go to sometimes based from our environment of society, that you need to feel worthy to be able to receive this thing, you needed to work hard to receive this thing, but it's your natural right as you are in existence within this realm aside from humanity. You take away all your concept of what humanity is, and you're left with just nature and these laws of feeling and emotion and all this stuff, because they're really important. That's something that the brain can't have. It can't use it. That's why your heart and brain is separate. It's because you're needing to tap into your heart first, and then your Brianna. That's a weird one. Hi, Brianna. Your brain doesn't get to feel that specifically like your heart does, because your heart's giving you the feeling and emotion throughout your whole body. It's also easier to pay attention to those things when you've allowed yourself to balance out as well. The more you do take time to balance yourself out, meditate, quite literally feeling into your emotions, like actually allow yourself to dive within, like you're being washed into yourself. You've got no choice, because you have to flow with that current. Because if you don't flow with that current, what you're doing is just denying yourself. Denying Diana. Kia ora. Again, I can do lessons on law of attraction if people really want me to, but I need that feedback. Like I could probably just do it anyway, but I'd like to get that feedback from you guys first. So click that subscribe button for more. Alright. The heart of the sky. Because you are the universe. When you look out into the stars, you realize that you are made of everything that you see on the outside of you. You are the form of the stars. You are the space. You are the ether. You're all the above. As above, so below. As below, as above. All your cells, all your little bits of DNA, everything makes up what your totality is. What this physical body is. You got trillions, as in like between 7 to 8 trillion cells in your body, all functioning and communicating at once through your soul, and it's coming out. And so your soul is the one who's guiding and making everything happen. And part of your soul's job is to make sure that things just happen naturally without your interference. Again, going back to the heart stuff, I would hate to have to regulate my heart, right? But I can trust that my heart is going to do that and do its natural job at an unconscious level. But this is you having to realize, this is your spiritual journey, and coming into this is that you need to realize that you have this capability behind you and within you, because it's always going to be there. You're born with it. It is your birthright. It's what happened when you came from it. You came from existence itself into itself. You came from existence into existence itself. It wants you here. You came here for a reason. You came here to create. And you need to stay strong in your knowing of that, staying strong in the fact that you're on this path and this journey, because you are the all. You're everything like around you, at the same time as being yourself. Like you're within yourself and you're on the outside of yourself too. There's no separations between separations. There's no separation. There's no separation between those two things. You are both within and without. That's why reality reflects back to you what you're giving out to the universe, because that's where your vibration is fluctuating at. Because that's what's always happening. Like, you know, people talk about high vibration, low vibrational stuff, and like your body's vibrating at these different points. The reason that reality is made up in front of you like that is because you're going to different levels. There's different parts of you that are vibrating at different planes, essentially. And so what that's doing is that's bringing everything towards you at different. It's going to be like, let's say there's something that you may feel like you resent people because people keep doing a specific thing. Like again, over here, you may feel that people keep taking from you, taking and it hurts you. You know, you might think, why do these people always hurt me? Why do I always get hurt? It's because you're focusing on that hurt. And because you're focusing on it, you're putting your attention to that specific vibration. And that vibration is the one that's most dominant, and so it becomes more loud. You literally turn the volume up on that specific vibration, that specific frequency, because of your attention to it. And so that will come back at you. But when you focus it on the fact that you are literally the universe, and the universe is you too, like there's no separation between what you are as an individual except from your ego. Your ego is the only thing that's going to separate you from who you are and what you really are. But you can't get rid of your ego. So that's the funny thing to it. So your ego is what makes you feel like an individual. You can't get rid of it. You can detach from it, but you can't get rid of it. Like, it's always going to be there, because your ego is like the thing that makes you up. Like like as an example, it's a bit easier to grasp it potentially, is that when you're sitting in your body, right, when you're here, and no, you see me here sitting in front of you, obviously through a screen and stuff, but I'm here as a projection of I'm an ego. Like, this is all ego, but then I'm ego trying to translate the universe through it. That's why it's important to develop a healthy ego, so that you can translate more healthy things through you as what you would say as an individual. I'll read up on this card. I got it the other day. I think it's one of my other readings, but 24, 26, no, it's not. I know where I got 26 from. 15, 21, 23, here we go. Heart of the Sky. The heart of the sky is the love force that made all creation possible. This same force is present when you create with originality, when you bring formlessness to form or inspired ideas to expression. This primeval force does not know good or bad. It is up to you to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest. The heart of the sky helps us call in beauty from the invisible world and birth it in the world of matter. Because again, like, whenever you're in your mind, whenever you're up here in your imagination, whenever you're thinking, you're literally in the realm of the metaphysical. You're in that realm. And so whatever you're creating in here, and whatever you're feeling through that mental creation, is going to reflect back to you, because that's where you're vibrating at. Reality is fluid. It's fluid like water. If you see smoke in a room, and the way that it flows, like in a room with not very much, but I can even give you an example of it. We're gonna do that. I don't know where a lighter is. Actually, no, I won't do it right now. I won't do it. But when you see smoke in a room that is still, like the air is still in there, you see it form up and it flows like the ocean, just in strands. And then you can create those little, you can create like smoke rings, and you can also create rings in the ocean too. Dolphins do it, whales do it as well, and it's like the same form of creation. It's the same thing. And I feel like water is just a different realm to air. Like, fish suffocate when they go up and they come up into our atmosphere, but then we drown when we go into their atmosphere. Like, us drowning in their water is the equivalent of them drowning in our air. It's the same. It's all fluid, and we have the wind as well. I don't know where that tangent came from, but I feel like it's just realizing that when you're creating stuff in your mind, when you're imagining certain scenarios and situations and stuff, you got to watch how that makes you feel. If it's something that's negative, let's say you are sitting in a place of resenting because you've been hurt, then you're thinking about the situation that bring hurt and pain into your life, and you're tuning the volume up on that specific thing, and it's getting louder. It's becoming more present within your reality. But it's about tuning up the things that you want to turn up. Turn it up! The heart of the sky brings you a sacred reminder. You are a channel for original energy of creation. Become the paintbrush, the canvas, and the artist, all guided by the heart of the sky. Set your intentions ethically and clearly, and allow the universe to take care of the details. Again, this is where, like, as I was saying at the beginning of the reading, people don't know how you're doing this. Again, I feel like you're doing this in an unconscious way. There might be a large level of this where you're unconscious of this, but this video is giving you clarification on what you're doing, and it's bringing you forth more into the realm of creation and being the actual magician, to creating that path that you want to go down, instead of observing things and just realizing that it's not really satisfying. You keep seeing you're focused on, you could have been just focused on healing in general, so maybe that's just part of it. Like, you need to focus on your healing so that you can move forward, but it's not necessarily necessary, unless it's something that's so prevalent and that you keep turning the volume up on it so often that you actually need to deal with it and heal from it, so that you can sit in a place similar to Ten of Cups, which is like you're just fulfilled. Like, this could be saying that you need to stop being conditional with your environment. So conditional in the environment in terms that you're basing your mood and your emotion and feeling off what's happening around you, and that's called creating by default. I would recommend looking at Abraham Hicks. She is Esther. Look up Abraham Hicks, and yeah, she's got it down in terms of law of attraction, and she channels Abraham. I don't know who that's referring to when she says that, but I have full faith that when Abraham comes through, that Abraham talks through her as a channel, because she allows herself to be able to be a channel for that, puts herself in a certain vibrational place for it. But this message is just essentially just making you aware that you are actually creating stuff, or you will be creating things, or you have been creating this entire time, and you may feel like you're discontent with what's going on, like you're not super satisfied with how things have been playing out so far. And maybe this is just your reminder of the fact that you need to be focusing on whatever else is there instead of grieving over what was. There's a situation potentially coming up for somebody who, if you're watching this and this is future tense, that you need to realize that you need to pull yourself away from what will actually make you feel sad, and that could be moving away from people that don't deserve you, because you keep giving to them and you give, but they don't give anything in return. Like, your energy is valuable, your energy is sacred. Again, like sacred, what is it? Ethically, hold up. And the artist will be guided by the sky, right? Heart of the Sky brings you a sacred reminder. You are a channel for the original energy of creation. The original energy of creation is sacred. These people are taking your sacred energy and using it in their own world for their own satisfaction, because it feels so good, man. These could be people that are just around you because you feel good. They're not actually your friends, but they're just taking from you because it feels good to have an interaction with you, because you have this energy behind you. And because of that, they're just draining you and you're feeling miserable because of it. Again, not every single message from this, like not every perspective is going to resonate for everyone. This is going to be a really diverse reading in terms of past, present, and future. Ultimately, you're going to need to focus on the present tense, because of what you do now, what you create now, this moment right now, literally that present moment is what will determine the future outcome of things. It's your action within that present moment of your own. You need to make it so that you can build your present moment as the most important thing you have, that you work on and towards. But that's something to also be careful of, but not to focus on, is that there are people that, want to be around you just because it feels really good. Not that because they actually want to be your friend or anything. They might think they want to be your friend, but realistically they're just using you for your energy. But I would say, if you have clear intentions towards love and unconditional loving towards other people and wanting that back, you're going to receive that as long as you focus on these laws of attraction. and how that works, and focus on the feeling of what it feels like to receive that from people. What is it that you feel like you're not getting in return from people? Focus on that. What does that feel like to you? What does it feel like when someone returns the energy to you? That you give out to people, the unconditional love you give to people. It's an hour long. It's the same as my other message, man. It's crazy. I even pulled out the next card and I'm talking. Shit. 2. The arrow and the corn. You get another 3 and a 10. Because you're shooting your arrows, right? You're gonna shoot this arrow, and you're gonna shoot it in a direction of where you actually want to. You've been aiming. You have been aiming, but now I feel like you've got to shoot. Like you being the magician is you aiming, and then you shooting as you realizing out of the options that you have of how you should move forward and what you should move towards is ultimately going to be what your harvest will be. So it's like taking a leap, in a sense, towards what you know. You taking a leap in your manifestations, taking upon the opportunities while you're creating everything. You are the arrow traveling through the air. But as everything else, you can choose where your arrow goes and how it flows and molds. It's fluid. So we got 3 and 10. So the arrow. Receiving this symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, that's the equivalent of your mind and your heart, and then your soul as well. So your soul is what you really, really want. What do I really, really want? What's actually gonna fulfill me? When you're in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and will soon be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments, and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need for to set your creativity free. I feel like you've done the equivalent of stabbing in the dark, but with a bow and arrow. So I feel like you've aimed your arrow, pointed back, and shot it off, and you've just prayed. And I feel like that's part of your creation as well. You've prayed and you've let it go, and just waited for your harvest. And I feel like you're going to get this harvest. Whatever your arrow landed on, it is your harvest. The invitation. When the arrow zings through the air, it is inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in the perfect place for your highest good. Again, this arrow is landing directly on this cornfield. Like, this is your harvest. This is your rightful harvest. This is what you are, and it's your birthright for this harvest. It's just like, And it's about unleashing your creativity in this as well, because your creativity is the ultimate form of creation itself, like your imagination and how you want to create things. This is you realizing that it's something that you want to be creating for people. Because realistically, when you dig down into your soul, when you realize, like, what do I really want to do? It's like, I want to help people. Almost everyone, it's the same thing. Like, you want to help people, and so you want to provide something that actually people can either use or can work with to mold their own realities, in a sense. Trust that your job is to be relaxed and yet relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize yet realizing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it is supposed to. Again, that's having the strength and the faith and holding on to the knowledge that you are creating your path, and that when you do set these intentions and shoot these arrows out, based on your intention will depend on what you receive back, and you're trusting that you're going to receive back. Don't worry about the how or the exact form. This is not the time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark, and you will have cause to celebrate. Again, so the arrow is you picking your path. This is the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Death card. This is what this is on. And then the corn is on the Sun, King of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. This is a celebratory thing, you know. What does it take to make corn? It takes the sun and water, you know, and you're bringing everything that's needed. And then we'll go 7, 8, 9, 10. Corn. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. There is more than enough. Maybe you need to be creating some affirmations that you can reflect on every day, and so that you're reflecting on these affirmations and creating that good energy at the beginning of every day to help your momentum throughout the day, you know. And things that help your self-esteem and holding true to your faith as well, you know. You can use affirmations in almost any variety of way that you see fit. As long as you're repeating them, the more you repeat those affirmations, the more they're going to start setting into your subconscious mind. And it won't be until a little bit more into the future where those subconscious thoughts really start taking hold, and the gravity of those affirmations really start to ground within you, and it starts to exude from you. So affirmations, it's like the more you do it, the more regularly you do it, the more that gravity coming through, because of your intention behind them and your ability of putting the energy into it, is going to come back at you tenfold. It's just this law of reality. It's one of the laws of reality, law of attraction. You planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even the moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or of the kind of prosperity measured in the quality rather than in quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. This is you sharing your good fortune, because it's celebration. You're collaborating with people as well. 3 of Cups and 3 of Pentacles. You're harvesting for people, and you're helping support. Like, this is all your harvest. Like, you're going to have so much to give. Like this first little beehive, you're harvesting this for everyone else, but there's another one up there too. There's a second one up in the corner there, and that's your one. That's what you have, but you've brought in 2 bags. You're able to harvest 2 bags, 2 beehives, and you're going to have plenty, and you're going to have plenty to give, because your harvest is so plentiful. And I feel like this is going to be something that, if you've been wanting something of quality, you're going to receive quality back. That's the idea of the intention. If you're wanting something of quantity, you're going to be receiving that quantity back. So 10, 10, 20, 1, 1, and 2. All right, I think I might end the reading here. One more card. We'll get one from the 4th deck. I was wondering whether or not to use this or not. I don't know. I feel like this is a good final deck to use. Just one more card. Oh, popped out. 9 of Cups. Happiness. Yeah, this is ultimately just fulfillment at its max. This is you coming into completion with all this. This is you on your final stretch towards your completion and realization about these things, and a newborn awareness of this stuff, especially if you're someone who's come across this, who's kind of slightly dabbled in the idea of law of attraction but never really totally understood it. Until maybe this, I'm hoping that this video gives clarity. I guess that's the intention as well, like giving clarity on what the unconscious is trying to present to you. Like I'm being a channel for the unconscious, and then this video is going to come back at you when the unconscious feels like it's relevant for you to come through and watch it. But yeah, this is excellent. This is excellent work. Whether this is present, past, or future. Again, just a final clarification. If this is past, this is something that you're going to have to come into realization of. Wait, this is something you have come into realization of. If this is present, you're doing this now. You're creating your path. If this is the future, you could be in a stage of figuring out exactly which option. This could be actually present as well. Present/future would be you figuring out where your niche is, and you knowing that you have the options that you have available, and shooting your shot, shooting your arrow, and having that faith and trust that it's going to come back to you in abundance. And if this is future tense, this has already happened. This has already happened. You're already within your abundance. So I wouldn't be surprised if people from the future tense who are in this point, at that point, probably would have clicked off by now, but that's fine. But I guess, yeah, as well as it's important to acknowledge the fact of the people around you that don't serve you, and the things that don't serve you, and the things that actually just drain you more than anything else when you focus upon them. And just to bear in mind the people that like to be around you just for the sake of being around you because it feels good, not because they want to be your genuine friend, although it might be the case. But ultimately what I'm seeing are on this side of things, it's just bringing you heartache. Like, I'll show you all of these. How do I do this? Excuse me. I think it's too many cards, hold on. So you're giving, but ultimately, like, this person's just kind of putting more onto your back, putting more weight onto you, and it's just causing heartache, because you're like, bro, why you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? Why do you have to do this to me? Why do you put more weight onto me than what I need? And I feel like this is you either moving away, you realizing, coming to realization, setting the intention that you want to release any energies that drain you, any peoples that drain you, and how do you move forward? Or these people are blocking your abundance. They're blocking you from doing it because it's just something that you can't stop focusing on. Like, you don't get the space, in a sense, to, because they're right up in this person's space, like they're right there, you know, at his feet. So these people might not be giving you the space that you actually need to do what you need to do. Like over here, these people are giving this person the space to give the, like, to allow this person to share and collaborate with their abundance and stuff, because this person up here genuinely wants to share with these people, you know. So these people here are the people that you're going to be around when your abundance comes in. These are the people that are always there for you, that always supported you. Alrighty. So I'm going to end the reading and then just go for like another 5 minutes. It happens so much in readings, it's ridiculous. Just more comes to your mind. Alright, again, this is an excellent reading, and I hope everyone all well for their endeavors, future, past, or present endeavors of whatever they've got going on. And I hope and pray that your dreams and your goals make manifest through your own creation. And I hope that your blessings run through and your cup is overfull, like you're gonna overflow, so that people can take, this is essentially what that is, like you're overflowing and people are able to celebrate with you. See, like, Imagine if there was, wine or something coming out of there and going and spilling into their cups because you're overfilled. Like you're fulfilled. You're so full, you're overflowing. So, if you enjoyed this reading and you resonated with it, hit that like button. Man, it's so weird doing that actually. I don't know how to feel about that, like asking for subscribes and likes and stuff. It's so weird. I'd rather comments. I'd rather you comment. I'd rather you say that the reading resonated with you and in what way it resonated with you and what your story is with it, And if you really feel like it, do subscribe, because then you can get more content and stuff, and there will be future messages that will be coming out, because I ain't going to stop doing this anytime soon. So that's up to you if you want to subscribe. And if you want to like, then go for it, I ain't gonna argue. I ain't gonna argue. So yeah, keep it up. And again, if there's anyone that wants, let me know if anyone wants me to go into more detail about law of attraction or make a small series on it, because I'm willing to do that and talk more in depth about it, because I've got a wee bit of knowledge in terms of that. I'm not super wise on it. I make my own mistakes, However, I can give it help and support people in the initial development of their intuition, and as well as connecting in with that level of self that allows you to actually sit in that place of manifestation. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. My name's Azareth, and this is my tarot channel. And I'll catch you guys another time. Farewell.